Hi everyone, welcome to Type Talks. We're here to give a simple analogy of the extroverted intuition function. We're here with Robin today. She has this beautiful way of putting NE. So it's like having a $2 bill and all these things you can buy at a store. I was wondering if you could go into it. You mentioned how you updated your analogies. I
Yes.
was, I was wondering if you could talk about that too.
Thank you, Joyce, for your warm introduction. So imagine that you're walking down the street with the sun shining on the most beautiful day of the year, and you turn a corner and there's a farmer's market, like where you didn't even expect there to be one. And you walk up to one of the booths, and there's this amazing display of all fruits and vegetables that are right in season. And you see like the little peas, like with their little like bumpiness, and you see the fresh fruit, and you see the smell of the basil. And every time you look at a different item, you get filled with ideas of what you could do with that item. Like the possibilities are endless. And then you look in your pocket to see, and all you have is like $2, and you really want to buy all of it. For me, that's my experience pretty much of walking through life, is that everywhere I look is this delicious, juicy possibility that I want to go running off in the direction of it and chase it down and see if it's as good as I think it's going to be. But I have learned over time that I only have about $2 worth of energy and time to devote to any of these projects. So I have to choose wisely.
Beautifully put, Robin. You'll hear her talk about associations. Extroverted intuition will see something and it'll notice everything connected to that in terms of an idea. Oh, that reminds me of that idea and this idea. And there are other possibilities it makes me think of too. And so as you're looking at something, it is connected to another thing that is connected to another thing. The world is filled with possibility. It's not really looking at the practical or the realistic yet. So, oh, I guess I only have $2. But with extroverted intuition, it can feel so real to think about something. It can feel like you've already done it just by thinking about it. It feels like when I finish thinking about the idea is complete. So why do I have to do it in the real world? I've already done it in my head. It feels so real.
Going back to the fruits, the farmer's market analogy, it's as if I'm eating every single piece of fruit and vegetable that I see all at the same time. It can be very overwhelming. But I think I experience a little differently. For me, it's like the glimmer of a possibility. You know what I mean? It's like a scent dog on the trail. I think there's something down the road like that I can't see yet. And that propels me forward, because if I put some effort into it, I'm going to find out all kinds of things the things that I can imagine and the things I can't even begin to imagine. And that's the most exciting thing, is to find new ideas, new fresh ideas. So I want badly to do everything.
There is that desire. What if I could do everything? What if there is that childlike enthusiasm and this optimism that comes with extroverted intuition? Imagine all these ideas. With NFPs, it can even extend to relationships. They may idealize certain people, put them on pedestals. It's because they see the possibility of what that person could be, or the ideal or the fantasy of that person. Because the extroverted intuition beams into the possibility of that person rather than the reality of that person.
When my son was growing up, he accused me of living in the land of rainbows and unicorns. He would say, "It must be nice for you living in the land of rainbows and unicorns all the time." And the other thing he accused me of was, like, a lot of times I'd giggle for no reason, and he'd be like, "Why are you giggling?" And I'm like, "I just saw two things that you would never see together, and they happen to be right next to each other." And I found that hilarious, like making connections between things that really shouldn't be connected. And I want to shout out to my family a little gratitude, because when we play code names, they have to be very patient with me, because every clue could be connected to every card. Yeah. Possibilities, possibilities, possibilities.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. You mentioned how, oh, I laugh to myself sometimes because I find it really humorous that I connect these two things together in my mind that should not be connected together, and the absurdity makes me laugh. And you'll
Yeah.
see that with FI users at times. It's called FI self-amusement. I connected a really strange association in my head with my NE, and then my FI finds this funny. Ha ha ha.
Yes, I am the queen of self-amusement, I must say, for sure.
Mhm.
Sometimes the contrasts, even just like when we were having this conversation, we were going down the escalator at a department store, and there were like the sock display and the fish supplies for the aquariums, like were right next to each other. And I just thought that was like the most hysterical thing, like just to look ahead of you, and there it is, those two wildly unconnected things. And but my brain is like, maybe there is a connection. Like they're why did they put them next to each other? There must be some reason. It's a little bit like discovering clues. Like the whole world is like one giant game that you're like walking like a walkthrough to see where the clues are. So self-amusement.
Yeah, and then people are wondering, where's that emotional reaction coming from? It's like, oh, I need to myself, and I said it to myself, and that was enough. Thank you, Robin, for your short and sweet example of extroverted intuition and how it also connects with FI too. Hopefully, this resonates with some audience members or it helps you understand someone in your life a little bit more. If you have an analogy for extroverted intuition, feel free to comment it below, and I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.
You can imagine it could be frustrating to walk through life like this, and you might wonder what's worked for me. So to me, the worst part is looking in your pocket and only being able to pull out $2. And what I've done that helps me so much have more money in my pocket has been heart rhythm meditation. So I've been doing that for about 10 years. And we have an app called Breath and Heart. If you want to hear more of me, you can come to the app and I'll explain how to meditate. I'll do some guided meditations. And that's been like the number one thing that's allowed me to gracefully say no, no, thank you. Oh, yeah, that's delightful, but I don't want it. And it's also given me more dollars in my pocket so that the time I do spend on projects, I get so much more joy and effectiveness. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, that's great because I enjoyed you being here. By the way, I also offer services you can check out at joycemaincoaching.com, and you can also check out Robin's app too. That gives you an opportunity to support me and other content creators, and it helps keep this channel alive. Click the description to find out more. Thank you, and I'll see you around.